Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Welcome to Forget Work, Watch Films with your hosts, Tony Howe, Thomas Connors, and Robert Connors.
So hello everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Forget Work, Watch Film. My name's Tony. I'm also joined by Tom. Say hello, Tom.
Hello, hello, hello.
And I'm joined by Rob. Say hello, Rob.
Hi everybody.
I want to try and come up with a hello straight out of a film, but I can't think of one. Good morning, good afternoon, and if I don't see you, good evening.
I don't think that's correct, but it's from Truman Show.
Yeah, I don't think
anyway,
it is.
Yeah, work on that. Right. So, I'm hosting this week.
Yes.
Obviously, we have hosted each week as we've started, even though we're only in episode 2. But we're going to play it free and easy. So this week it's over to me. So I'm going to start off. The first thing I want to talk about is Walking Dead. Now, you might be thinking, oh, where's this going to go? Right. What you may not know, you two guys, is the Walking Dead comic has finished. They finished it with episode or issue number 193, but didn't tell anybody. So even the episodes of previews were still advertising issue 194 and 195, and it weren't until the day before. Tom's choking on his teeth. It wasn't until the day before that everybody found out that they were finishing it, and it's now done.
Right.
What do you think about that? Obviously, the TV show follows the storyline.
I'm just going to put... I'm Tom. I'm just going to put my hat in the ring from the off and just say I gave up on that show a long time ago. I've not watched it. But it clearly shows there's a miscommunication between them and the comic books, which I think is just the producers and the directors trying to just milk the cow as long as they can without any forward thinking. How can they advertise it? How can they say that it's based on these issues when those issues aren't even going to exist? That's stupid.
So, how long has the comics been running? Because I did read a lot of the
Obviously, they've been running for quite a few years, 193
I thought you were
episodes.
going to say hundreds of years.
And Walking Dead is now on season 10, and has been following the comics, so it's now done the 5-year jump. Yeah. It's now moving into Whisper of War. Does that mean that they've got to think of their own stuff? They're not going to be able to follow the comic anymore. Plus, also, did you know there's a no Walking Dead spin-off?
I did hear that coming out. Yeah, I did hear about that.
I don't understand it.
Isn't it based in the future of the first?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you look at viewing figures for Walking Dead, right, at one point, massive, huge. Now it is still big, but I think the viewing figures have probably halved. So you're doing a spin-off show, and people love it, whatever, it is still massive. But you've got a spin-off show of a show that's become increasingly boring, like it's dragging a dead horse, to then another spin-off show. So 2 spin-off shows of a boring show. At least if the comics kept consistency and ended on a... I suppose that's kind of opposite, isn't it, when you wake up and they say, oh, Beyonce's released a surprise album. Walking Dead's finished, boom. I suppose it gets people talking, I understand that, but otherwise, Well,
I'm going to throw some spoilers out here. Basically, the comic finished on Andrew Lincoln's character, the main character, obviously, who Andrew Lincoln obviously played in the TV show of Carl Grimes, being killed. Right. And then it's moved...
Rick Grimes.
Rick Grimes. Yeah, sorry. Then it moved to 20 years later with his son Carl Grimes, now sort of like a father in his own right, and then finished it off on that. That's the comic.
Right.
Now, in the TV show, I believe, because I gave up on it on season 2 because it was dragging
And
like
just-
a rotting
and
carcass.
let's pretend,
the Carl
let's pretend
Grimes
I've
is dead.
watched it. What series is it on now?
10.
And you gave up on season 2.
2, yeah.
Right.
I gave up on season 6, but the thing is, right, so each Halloween at my house, I put like a projection thing in my window and do a display, and it ends up, we get a few people stood outside, but you always see the same faces, because obviously it's always October, there's always a new season of Walking Dead out in October, so some of the same faces say, oh, are you watching it now, then da-da-da-da-da. And you can just sort of, we used to talk and be like, oh yeah, we're buzzing it, we're brilliant, and then it just slowly just fizzled out. People gave up on it, it's terrible. I mean, I watched it to season 7, so it'd be an episode, oh, it's a cliffhanger, what the hell's going to happen to Carl, he's going to, he's been bit, da-da-da-da. But let's go back and see what Leslie were doing in a completely random area 6 episodes ago. Stupid, rubbish.
It did seem to take ages
It
to
does.
get through everywhere.
It became a TV soap. It were like, oh, well, let's see what so-and-so's doing this week. No, to me, it's like missold. If you watch the first season, it is how much different could that be to any other season? You've got empty city landscapes. It's ridiculous.
Would either of you go back and watch it again and give it another try?
No, I tried. I tried. The problem is, right, let's talk. Game of Thrones, 10 episodes a season. Yeah, it didn't end well, but obviously when it was good, it was good. Walking Dead, 17 episodes a season. What can you fill that with? If you're into it, fine, but it was boring.
I gave up on season 1. It was good. I loved the first few episodes, but it just didn't grab me enough to commit. So I don't think I'll be picking that up anytime soon.
See, I'm tempted to go back and give it another try. I gave up on the comic as well, round about issue
that's the
100
thing.
and odd. And then I picked up some of the collected editions.
So let's just
it did move. When they did the 5-year move and the 5-year gap, it really sort of like a lot were really happening.
Would you go as far as say that was the blip? Jumped 5 years.
Yeah, no, they didn't all half of them, but like move 5 years, another half not. That'd just be stupid. No, but I think that were a general good idea to move it on
I've got a
in that
question.
context.
So, I suppose this is my opinion, but when I started watching Walking Dead, you're eager to find out where's it come from, what caused it, who's behind it. Oh, we're going to find out. And so, if we're coming up to 10 seasons, where is it going to go? Do you know what I mean? Where's the end on
Well, you
that?
never find out.
Exactly. So, where's the end on
Because
that?
I have actually read now. I read last night. I picked up the last collected edition and read the last issue, and you never find out.
I don't understand that. That's like watching a movie. This is part 5, part 6, no end to it.
But
You
the
need-
whole point of it is supposed to be that the Walking Dead isn't the zombies.
yeah,
it's the people.
Yeah, it is, but
And,
still.
and he says at one point, we are the Walking Dead. And then sort of like the last issue before last, he says to everybody, we are not the Walking Dead. We've moved beyond that.
I tell you what,
It took this for us to live. It took this event for us to actually live.
I remember that episode when Rick says that. He says, we are the Walking Dead. They're trapped inside a barn. It's a thunderstorm. Nothing happens through the end.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But that's the thing,
happens.
the TV show, nothing happens. With the comic, it did seem
You know
to
why
move.
that is? Because you imagine trying to do the budget of season 1 for 17 episodes. There were 6 episodes in season 1. Impossible. Comics, yeah, fair enough. They can spread it out and go as far as they want.
Let me put this question out there then, seeing as this TV show is clearly not a hit with everybody. And some people are going to listen to this and think, they don't know what they're on about. The best zombie film is this retro film, Spanish film that was made. What is your favourite zombie kind of apocalypse movie? Is there anything that stands out?
Dawn of the Dead remake.
It was good, that
Zack
wasn't it?
Snyder. Which obviously made Zack Snyder.
I don't know. I'm sure I read James Gunn was a producer on it. I'm
Possibly.
sure he might have been.
Because it was so well paced. Because it just started straight away before even opening credits
Yeah.
had come on. Basically,
I
there
remember
were people being like bitted streets.
I remember
and
the scene with
chaos
the little
going on.
girl in the bedroom on
Yeah.
her knees, and she just hops to her feet. And you think, oh, here we go. No, that was. I mean, Zombieland were good. That was 10 years ago. I loved that film. That were a classic take on zombie horror.
I think Zombieland had a good start and sort of like petered out at the end. It's sort of like the premise of it, when he first turns up and he's explaining the rules and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think that's brilliant.
Double
But
tap.
then it's sort of like Peter's arc, because
I
it
love
then
it,
becomes about him wanting to be weird, etc., etc. And I just thought, ugh.
Woody Harrelson's mint in that. He's funny.
Yeah, he is
great.
brilliant. He is brilliant.
Between them two, Jesse Eisenberg, right? What's he call himself now? Tallahassee. Can't remember it.
Can't remember,
Brilliant.
but it's where they're from, isn't it?
What thing is for me, what you'll never beat is the Resident Evil franchise. I think it just gets better and better as it goes on.
Now that's you quoting one of our friends
No.
who
No.
clearly
No.
clearly is wrong, because that is horrendous.
No, Resident
I
Evil
always
1's
kept
good.
going. No, it's not. It's shit.
It is good.
I keep going back and thinking I'm wrong about Resident Evil. I'll give it another go, and then you watch it and you just think, what a load of crap.
I don't understand.
Absolute
I haven't
crap.
watched it since I were about 16, but I didn't think it was that bad.
I think your hormones might have
Put it
been
this way.
racing at the time, and you might have got confused.
Well,
and thought
we're
it was a good
underage.
film.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, by the way. I think it's terrible. It's awful.
It is awful. I think that there are good zombie
How many
films.
did they make of them?
About 6. They were still making them.
Nah.
There's about 6. There might even be more.
Not for me, I'm afraid.
No.
You can only go so far with zombies. People love zombies, and yeah, I like zombie films, but they are garbage. Sorry to alienate Resident Evil fans, but
So I think we've covered that. Right, my next little topic is a little bugbear that has recently happened to myself, and didn't happen to you guys because you avoided it like the plague, and that is Sheffield
Oh,
Comic
I
Con.
thought you might bring this up.
Nah, I'm a massive fan of Comic Cons.
Yeah.
And I know
Would you
we're
go
both-
as far as to say you're well travelled?
We've been to quite a few.
Yeah.
We've been to Manchester. We've been to Birmingham. We've seen what London ones are like.
went to Doncaster. Digicon.
Nah, seriously. You two didn't go to the Sheffield one, and I thought Doncaster were better. It was
Really?
absolutely horrendous. And I just want to say, what do you think of Comic Cons in general? Do you think they've had the day? Do you think they should only stick to major cities or places where they have got sort of like an NEC or something like that? I'll throw that one over to you, Tom, first.
Well, all I can talk about is my experience with them. And at the first Comic Con we went to, I'd probably say as far, it was like 2007, 2008. And I remember we went, and the whole way there in the car, we just couldn't believe the celebrities that were there. We were absolutely... Bret Hart were there. Right, and whether we got to meet him, talk to him or not, which we did, the fact that he was there was enough. David Hasselhoff, he was there at one.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
The guy out of Tron, I always forget his name.
Bruce Boxleitner.
Yeah, he were there. All these top stars are there. But now, the last few times I've gone, there's no stars there at all. If you're going to Comic Con for the stars, you're going to be sadly disappointed. And even the merchandise that you can see is taken over by them pop figures. Maybe our Comic Con experience has just been diluted by the poor, the ones around us. Maybe we need to start and branch out and go to America. Go try one over there, because the ones over here are they're just full of shit, aren't they?
No, all stars cancelled
Yeah,
for Sheffield.
but you say stars. They're not.
Well,
they're not.
no.
They're not. They're so.
No, I mean, it
guy who
depends.
played third stormtrooper from the left in A New Hope.
But Alice Krieg was big name. She was Borg Queen in Star Trek. So if you're a Star Trek fan, she was Borg Queen
Yeah.
in movies. She was Borg Queen in Voyager. She were a massive star, and then next one down were one of the guys from Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
But they all cancelled.
Yeah.
And it were just atrocious. They were like 4 stalls, same price to get in. And I just thought to myself, after all we've been to some massive ones like Birmingham. Some of the ones we've been to in Birmingham. And I'm thinking, why is it like that? Why
Yeah.
Has it had its day? Should they just stick to big cities?
Yeah.
Should we just do it in London?
My best experience at a Comic Con, well, this one was actually called Collectomania. It was in Birmingham. Robert Patrick were there, the T-1000 himself, but also a few tables away was Ernie Hudson, and I'm guessing there might be a few here who don't know who he is. He was Winston in Ghostbusters. For me to meet them two, it was unbelievable. I got their autographs, got a picture with them, and you can't beat it when you go to one of these and there's somebody who you've grown up on. So yeah, the last few ones have really, really been a disappointment. Yeah.
Rob, thoughts?
Yeah, I like Comic Con. I kind of think. So you tell me, right? What's the difference between Comic Con and a car boot sale? You know what I mean? The problem is you get stores where people just selling crap, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
If you get stores where it's something cool you've not seen, or if it's somebody you want to meet, then fine, fair enough. But sometimes you find yourself just walking around because Nigel's selling his Sega Mega Drive he found in his loft. I'm not into that. I'm into like seeing, look at that is mint, look at this.
The worst thing is, though, with that, is there are also, and I'm sure you'll both agree with me, the prices are extortionate. They are, aren't they?
Depends who's there, innit? Depends who's there.
You've got to hunt a bargain, Dan. But the prices are, for a lot of stuff, the price is extreme. But I think it's a mixture of shit and stuff that you will never see anywhere else.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that you go for. It's the pearls between in and it out like crap.
Yeah.
I remember we went not too long ago, actually. I think it was end of last year. Drive all the way to Birmingham, turn up, guess what? Sold out, no entry. Thinking, what the heck? What do we do now?
I don't know what he's talking about here. This is not a true story.
So I walked up and down, assessed the situation, worked out the routine of the security guards, lifted up the security rail and just walked straight in. No ticket, no queuing, boom! And then I was living in panic for the next 10 minutes that thinking security
You know
would see
what?
me.
The thing I loved about that was we all followed suit and we all snuck in. And we were loving it until we decided...
I did, Bob.
No, yeah, he did. We decided to go for a quick bite to eat. We went to walk out and we says, are we alright to just walk back in? Can we get a stamp? A woman said, huh? You should have had a stamp when you got here, when you got your ticket stamped. We were like, oh? We didn't get one.
I remember we went to Comic Con another time. They left staff door open, didn't they? I could see it created a direct tunnel through all these corridors straight into Comic Con. So obviously, fortune favours the bold. Walked straight through, nobody said anything, straight in for free. Better than paying like 20 quid, isn't it, I suppose?
So,
yeah,
Rob,
Comic Con, it's good if you break in.
your best Comic Con moment. We've had some good Comic Cons. We have had some absolute blinders.
I remember me and Boyd were walking up to meet David Hasselhoff, and sort of walking towards, and he weren't there. We're thinking, where is he? Next thing, turn around, David Hasselhoff's walking towards us, and he's like, you guys love me. You really do, don't you? You love me. And obviously Boyd's like, yeah, we're not worthy. So, next thing, Hasselhoff looked at me and went, you ever been to Argentina? No. You should go. It's great. That was it. David Hasselhoff, shit my pants. Very good. Also, as well, Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters signing me a load of memorabilia. That was cool. But also Jay from Jay and Silent Bob, Jason Mewes. You were cool as well. That's the thing. It's all about the stars, isn't it? What's the point?
Well, it's the stars and the memorabilia.
Exactly.
I mean, I do like to buy stuff when we go. Not everybody does, but I think Jay was my favourite moment.
Yeah, exactly.
When we met Jay from.
And what's funny is he told us 1-on-1, no more Silent Bob, no more Jay and Silent Bob. It's over. Reboot Silent.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
He's got skid now, hasn't he? But my favourite was, like I said, meeting Robert Patrick and Ernie Hudson. Amazing.
Yeah, we had some good moments. We've had some amazing moments, but I just feel the last few have been so poor.
That Sheffield one we went to when Robert England was there, that weren't bad. That were alright. It's just, like I say, you run the risk of going to an indoor car boot. If it's a Comic Con, fine. But obviously, San Diego Comic Con, everybody wants to go to that. But then I kind of think
that is my dream to go to San Diego.
We'll do that for your 60th next year.
But would you get there? You're in 50-degree heat, queuing up for 7 hours. You know what
I mean?
Worse things to be doing.
Yeah. No,
What
some
you
of the
got,
stuff that
what
they
you got
come from
next
here.
for us then, Tony?
Well, let's take it back to films.
Yeah.
So, I know for a fact each year I've watched a film this week. So, I'm going to start off with you, Tom.
Yeah.
So, we want your thoughts on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, well, I've had a DiCaprio fix this week. I watched The Revenant to get me in the mood for it, which is an excellent film. And then I went to go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I was going to IMAX it, but I've read online that you're better off watching it on a smaller screen because that's how Quentin Tarantino wants it to be. When it's blown up on an IMAX screen, you might miss little things in it. I thought it was good.
I didn't even know it were on in IMAX. That's not the kind of film you want to see in IMAX, is it?
No.
Come on.
Yeah, I thought
That's the film I'd probably go and watch
Yeah.
in VIP.
Yeah, exactly. Like so.
Well, I wanted to go watch it in VIP, but I think going to cinema on your own is borderline. It's not wrong with it, but I can't go to VIP on my own and
Oh, no,
stuff
I
my
won't go
face.
to, I won't go to
Yeah,
VIP
I were on my
my
own.
Yeah.
I were lonely for the day. Yeah, I thought it was good. Not sure if I think it was great. I need to rewatch it. I don't want to spoil it because you guys aren't seen it. What I will say is Brad Pitt is an absolute badass. This is not a spoiler because it's in the trailer. He fights Bruce Lee, which is worth watching. You're worth getting your ticket just for that. But if you're familiar with history, mainly the
Yes, I
Charles
know of
Manson murders,
Yes.
and you watch the film, what Tarantino does, and a bit similar to Inglourious Bastards, he takes history and then he puts his own spin on it. So, for example, at the end of Inglourious Bastards, Hitler got blown up in a cinema screen. Now, I watched the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I'm familiar with the Manson murders. I knew a lot of it anyway, and then I read up on it before I went to go see it, just so I felt like I were in the loop. And it's very different in the film to what happened in real life. So when it finished, I felt a bit, like, did that really happen? And then I looked into it, and obviously it's Tarantino's spin on it. But it is good. It is super, super Tarantino. And I think if the average cinema goer goes to watch it, they'll not enjoy it because it's so out there. It's kind of like a tribute to films that have gone by in Hollywood, from like 1960s cowboys to like Bruce Lee martial arts stars.
Well, that's funny you should say that because the only negative that I've heard is about Bruce Lee.
His daughter,
that he's arrogant in it.
Just a portrayal.
Yeah. I mean,
they've said that the portrayal is nothing like Bruce Lee, and
No,
it's disrespectful.
Bruce Lee's daughter's come out and spoke out and said, "Why have you used him like that? He's not a caricature. He's not a character. He is Bruce Lee."
The thing is with that, it's like Bruce Lee is not just a man or an actor anymore. He is an icon, and if you're going to portray somebody like that in a film, you're always going to upset people. I'm sure there's like I don't want to sound stupid here, and I don't want to compare the two. That's not what I'm doing. But look at Hitler, who is a big figure of history. What they did with him was totally different. It's what Tarantino does. He takes characters and he messes about with him and stuff. But
I don't think like Susan Hitler's going to be ringing up or writing a letter to Tarantino going, "You betrayed, excuse me, you betrayed him terribly."
But listen,
I don't know where that went. That was sort of like German meets posh.
You haven't seen this film.
No.
He's not in it for
No,
very long.
I'm not saying that's not me.
No,
I'm just saying
Bruce
that's
Lee
the general
Bruce
gist,
Lee is
and
not in
obviously
this.
that's what his family
Bruce Lee is
said.
not in this film at all. In fact, to be honest with you, I'm not even sure why he's in it because it serves no purpose. But he's got such a good scene with Brad Pitt. I think it's kind of show that Brad Pitt's a badass, which he is.
No, I can imagine Tarantino being a massive Bruce. I mean, he loves all the martial arts films. Now, little fact for you here that I learned the other day. In Bosnia, where there was the war, they had to build a statue of somebody who epitomised like hope. So they built a statue, and it's Bruce Lee. So in the middle of Bosnia, if you go to Bosnia, there's a statue of Bruce Lee.
Right.
Why did he represent hope?
Who knows? You ask me. They had to vote on it, and they voted Bruce Lee. I don't know who the obviously categories were. Him, Chuckle Brothers, Tom and Jerry. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
So maybe, in closing, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is Tarantino to a T. It's good. Like I say, I need to rewatch it to see if I really think it's good. But if I will say this, Brad Pitt and DiCaprio are absolutely immense together. The opening scene of the film is them two, and the closing scene of the film is pretty much. Well, I'll not spoil it, but
Yeah, and this is how
really
it
good.
ends.
yeah, and I can't believe they killed him. Right, so give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to go see it. Yeah.
Right,
Hey.
thumbs up.
Golden Star.
So, Rob, you watched Brightburn.
Yeah, I did.
So, what did you think to that?
See, the thing is, first of all, right. So some of the latest films I've watched Lion King, I've watched Aladdin. You know,
There's a theme there. I don't know what
yeah,
it is.
yeah. I'm a Disney princess.
Oh,
You're talking remakes, reboots, whatever. I think Brightburn is good, just for the fact it's original. And I know it's sort of ripping off another story, but you've got to give props to a film where you're watching and think, you know what, that's a good idea. That is a cool idea.
Yeah.
A child that grows up. I mean, I'll not spoil it, but so we're talking.
Well,
you know,
I think
yeah, you know what the idea.
we know what it is. It's
So a
Superman,
child-
if Superman were evil,
Well,
basically.
so a child grows up on a farm, arrived on Earth on a pod, same everything, you know, Superman. But this child's starting to hit puberty. He's angry at the world. He's angry at school. He's angry at his parents. But what happens when you find out, you know, you're made of steel, you're invincible? You think, you know what? No, you don't have to talk to me like that. So, I enjoy it. It was a bit dark, a bit depressing, a bit gloomy for people, but I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I think it shocked me how gory it was. You know, but that's kind of what you want to watch. You don't want to watch something that's kind of like, if a child's going to fuck somebody up. I don't know, it was good.
You've seen it, Tom?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I think basically the angle I got on it was in America, kids that become evil, like lately, the trend seems to be probably high school massacre kind of things. But they went, what if a kid who had those tendencies was essentially Superman? And that, I mean, how do you stop somebody like that? Did you see? Oh, I don't want to spoil it. Did you see the bit in the end credits?
See, yeah.
I wonder if they'll do any more.
Well, I liked it. I just thought the transformation from amazing kid, so helpful, so loving, to psychotic serial Superman.
See, it does. I don't know if he turns.
It's supposed to be Ships starts acting, and it's supposed to be a combination, I think, of the ship is transforming him into whatever he should be, like maybe a warrior alien.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that he doesn't fit in at school. He obviously is starting to have like feelings, liking girls, etc., etc. And I think all that combination is. But I just thought he turned really like evil right quick. Where to turn like maybe just to like
no,
kill,
but
like,
I see.
Kill strangers.
I'm going to disagree with you,
But
there,
like
Tony.
when you're attacking your family members who you've known for years.
Well, as he was
on a
adopted,
whim.
wasn't he?
Well, yeah, but they are his family. He's known them for years, and then he
Yeah,
attacks
but
them on a whim.
Don't forget, he's going through the confusion of who he is, what they've told him. You know, he's being rejected, he's being spoken. Children do react, but this is a very powerful. I can understand it. I can get it. It doesn't have to be a long. This kid's just like, you know what, you've pissed me off. Probably didn't mean to like cause people. I don't know. It sort of flowed pretty well to me.
I did like. Don't get me wrong. I did like it, and I thought the end credits, and even that song that I hate fitted in so well at end.
Billie Eilish, bad guy.
Bad guy. just fit right brilliant into it.
Yeah.
So a really good film.
Yeah, original. You know, it's a good idea. Yeah, fair enough. Like every other movie, they're trying to start a franchise, but I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. So
we get a good one for that.
Gold star for Brightburn. Go watch that.
So hopefully people are still listening, still enjoying, and obviously we've said to people if you want to give requests, please do. So his first request is from one of our listeners, Noel, who wanted us to talk about Black Panther. I'll start off by saying I absolutely love it. My mum loves it. So over to you guys. Tom, Black Panther.
Well, first off, it is a good film. I do think it suffered a bit from the fact that everybody kept going on about it breaking records and being this and being that, when essentially it was just a superhero film. I think people were thinking it were more than it was.
What do you mean?
It broke records, didn't it? It was like...
In what sense?
It made $1 billion like in record time and stuff like that, and it was the first black superhero.
Don't forget, this film, Black Panther, came out in February, and it made over $1 billion. I think it became the 5th highest grossing movie of all time. That's a big accomplishment for a movie like that.
So obviously a lot of people were talking about that film. It wasn't just a superhero film that had come out.
I think they were talking about it because of the fact that it had mainly black cast.
Yeah, they were. And you know what? I saw a funny tweet about that as well. That somebody had said, when it first came out, this tweet said, all these people going crazy about Black Panther and how it's celebrating like Africa and all this. You do know none of it were filmed in Africa. And somebody replied to it and said, well, I hate to tell you this, but Star Trek weren't filmed in space. Like,
it was filmed,
brilliant.
Filmed in Wakanda.
But it don't matter, and I mean, to me, it don't matter about it obviously black, white, whatever.
Yeah.
It was just a really good film. The characters are absolutely brilliant.
But what you've got to
realize,
what you've got to realize with Black Panther, right? So you tell me, and it's not just specifically, obviously, you know, lead guy being black, but you tell me the last superhero film where the lead guy was black on this sort of scale.
Blade, I'd say.
So what we say? So yeah,
Shaft.
Shaft. I wouldn't say Shaft's a superhero. He's a cool guy.
Hey, he's the man who had the
we're talking Blade, right?
Yeah.
You are not going to take your family to see that, are you? No,
right.
You're not. Yeah.
Maybe Trinity.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. Black Panther for me.
Not Trinity, Tony.
So Black Panther for me, right? It's a sort of kind of got there first sort of thing. So what name would you say? One of the number one names that's been thrown around to play Bond for ages.
Idris Elba.
Exactly. So we're talking Black Panther. T'Challa walks into a kiss. Very Bond-esque, weren't it? So they're showing it can be done. You know, like he's walking in.
Yeah, but
it's Bond-esque.
It's not about.
No, it's showing. So it's basically opening up a new passageway, a new doorway. It fits into the entire MCU canon. It opens up. I think it'll be what Shang-Chi does with martial arts and Hong Kong and all that sort of fashion. Yeah. It's going to open up a new door, a new audience.
Yeah,
I mean, you tell me what part of that film would not appeal to a mass audience.
Every entry,
I loved it.
Every entry into the MCU has took it in a different route. The Guardians took it into the galaxy. They did. Like that's what all these characters do. Yes.
Let's put it this way.
Doctor Strange brought in like the mystic realm and the quantum realm and
that
was more Ant-Man, yeah. But what I will say this to Noel is, to me, if you don't like a film, it's hard for somebody to convince you it's good. But I do sometimes really believe that a film can suffer from too much hype. If nobody had said that film's amazing and really good, and he'd have gone into that, he'd have possibly come out and thought, yeah, pretty good that. But if you go in thinking that you're about to watch an absolutely mind-blowing film and it slightly doesn't disappoint, you're always going to be disappointed.
What's the weakest part of that film?
I'll tell you exactly what it is. Martin Freeman. Marvel usually nail it with casting, but why have you got one of them? He's like, how could it be more typical British? Why is he playing a secret agent? Like, step out of line, I dare you. What's that voice?
The thing is with that, there's so many American actors they could have picked for it in there. There is. That's the thing.
All he did was jar my view on that film. I'm thinking, why have they cast him? Like, when he's in Casino next to Stan Lee, I just thought this. I think that line I just said is from Civil War, but it's still ridiculous. But that's not a bad criticism on that film that he's in it. I think a lot of people had to go with the rhino flying in it and the bulletproof rhino running into battle. But you're happy with the hidden world in Wakanda.
Yeah. For me, the weakest point of it is probably the CGI. when you watch some of the fights at the end, if you really watch them, it's not great. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that film, but it's very, very comic, like cartoony when they're
maybe
not
fighting. Weakest point, but the bit that annoyed me was killing Claw off. Sorry if that's a spoiler to anybody.
Yeah, I think
it's
a spoiler.
He really was becoming such a good character.
Well, he was in Age of Ultron.
Well, that's it. But I think he was so good in that film.
But maybe that's a bit of a... So they hinted towards him in Age of Ultron, didn't they? Showing...
Well, he was in it.
No, they pull up his file, don't they, in Avengers HQ? Well, because the whole system's down because of Ultron. They have to go through paperwork and they find a sheet with Claw's name on it, and he killed... It says that he's responsible for killing T'Chaka's father, I think. So it's hinting there's a legacy.
No, he stole vibranium. That's our vibranium first. That's why he's got that brand on him.
It is.
The Winter Soldier killed T'Challa, didn't he?
T'Challa killed him.
This is what I'm saying to you. So T'Challa avenges his father, but I think T'Challa's father, T'Chaka, has a run-in with Claw, which is hinted at. So you're thinking it's going to go somewhere.
Oh yeah, because I think that. Well, that's the whole crux of the start, isn't it? Because he's been supplying.
Yeah.
He's been supplying vibranium. That brother, who's been dealing with Claw,
who is a wanted man in Wakanda.
Yeah. So he comes, kills him.
Exactly. Half an hour into the film, they kill him off, and I thought, well, what was that little build-up that you gave him, sort of thing? But I think it was just to make way for Killmonger because he was a guy you didn't see coming who's got such a motive, like ulterior. But yeah, I think it's good, man. I think there's worse Marvel movies, and you got to understand the hype because it's the first of its sort of kind. I think really.
So Black Panther 2, we're looking forward to it.
I am, but one thing that keeps getting suggested is Michael B. Jordan's going to return. I can see him becoming a good guy. I can't
see it. Not that character.
I'm looking forward to the film. That's just one of my thoughts. But yeah,
I'll definitely. It was a cool film. It was such a cool film. The soundtrack. I'll definitely be watching the second one.
Obviously,
I watch all the Marvel films, but that's one that I'll be really keen to see.
Obviously, Kendrick Lamar. He created the soundtrack. He designed the whole, music of the film. That was brilliant and all.
So, just before the end, what things have you seen, trailers this week? Anything tickled your fancy? Anything that you've seen? Anything coming up that we're looking forward to?
Nobody's mentioned The Irishman yet, which is coming straight to Netflix in November, I think. That looks brilliant, doesn't it? For anybody who's watched all these gangster movies with De Niro, or even classic De Niro. So they filmed that movie about 2 years ago. It took about a year till any information came out. I think it took them a few months to shoot it, but it's taken like over a year to de-age them because the film, as it progresses, explains different parts of their career. How cool of a premise is that? You've probably got movies of De Niro from 70s, 80s, 90s. They've got references to him. They can recreate every single... Even Joe Pesci. I mean, how cool is that?
And he's come out of retirement to this
exactly.
film.
It does look good, but it did get a lot of stick online. A lot of people thought the CGI just looked too like the de-aging effect just didn't look convincing enough.
What film company's doing it?
It's Martin Scorsese's doing it, but I think they made it sort of independently and shopped it around, and Netflix has bought the rights. Hence why it's.
But jury's out. The film might not be completely finished. We'll wait and see it.
The only reason why I ask about company is if it were obviously somebody which were like a connection to Disney. How good it's de-aging stuff in MCU films.
But you never know. It's still.
So I mean, Michael Douglas looked amazing in Ant-Man.
Captain Marvel, Nick Fury spent the whole film looking about 40 years younger.
Yeah.
Well, even
young Robert Downey Jr.
Steve Rogers in First Avenger, he looks brilliant.
Yeah, that looks amazing. So you'd think now.
Yeah, it's not going to be a Disney movie, is it?
No, but what I'm saying is that technology's out there. So why is it only certain companies are using it, or is it not out there?
It must be so expensive. If there's any company that can afford to do it for a full film, It's Disney.
Plus, you've got to understand, this, like you say, is unfinished. So we'll see when it comes out. But that is,
I think it looks good, me. I've seen the trailer and it looks classic.
De Niro.
De Niro, Scorsese, that sort of thing where you just watch it and you think, Jesus.
Big Scorsese fan, big De Niro fan, and obviously Joe Pesci. Everybody loves Joe Pesci.
He's coming back. Yeah, my cousin Vinny.
I don't know if any big trailers have dropped this week.
Underwater?
Yeah, well, that came out today. It's a bit of an obscure one, that one. You mentioned that, and I watched it.
What's the name? Main lass in it?
Oh, it's Kirsten Stewart.
That's it, Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart.
Oh, yeah. Who's starring in the reboot of Charlie's Angels? You excited for that one?
Moving on.
Sure, what? No. Because actually, them Charlie's Angels films, they're not too bad. But once again, they're proper, like, just put them on. You don't really need to concentrate. They're just daft.
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah. I mean, first one.
Bill Murray's in them, isn't he?
Yeah, well, it fell out with him and Lucy Liu couldn't stand each other.
Really?
So that's why in second one, he's not in sequel, he won't come back.
Team Murray.
So
you know what? I love hearing stories about people that fall out on films. What were you going to say? I'll let you finish.
Guy who they brought in for the second one, I can't remember his name now. Black comedian.
Oh no, he died. Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac. Yeah, they brought him in as as his brother because Lucy Liu would not work with Bill Murray again.
Well, Did
you ever hear that story about Batman Forever with Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey?
No.
Apparently, Tommy Lee Jones full on hated Jim Carrey because every time they went to start filming, he was just like, "What's all this about? What's all this over the top stuff about?" So they had to be kept separated. And you'll have to try and look into it online, but I'm sure I remember reading that Tommy Lee Jones actually punched him at one point. They had to literally be kept separate in between filming because he hated
I hate that.
That
is one of the worst. That is the get lost. Other than Batman and Robin, that is horrendous. There's such a bad Batman film.
Don't you? Now you know why.
But no,
anybody who likes that Batman film wants shooting.
No, Batman Forever is a classic. Tell you what I did watch recently. They brought out a little... We ain't got long left, have we? They brought out a little featurette for Terminator Dark Fate, and I'm on board with that now.
No, I'm not.
I think it's going to be good.
I'm not.
It's got to be good. This has got to be the last chance saloon for that franchise.
Put it this way, all snippets, scenes I've seen so far look terrible. I'm thinking Terminator 1 and 2, subtle special effects, simple...
Stop trying to get something back which you just cannot get back. Just stop doing it.
Oh, another trailer that dropped as well. Last Christmas by director Kevin Feige. First movie since Ghostbusters.
With Daenerys Targaryen?
Yeah, Emilia Clarke. Nice name. Nah. You know what? I watched that, and the best thing about it was I got to listen to Last Christmas by I love that.
You watched the film?
No, the trailer. It's
I always find it interesting how these people in Hollywood have got so much going on, yet do things in the background and release stuff. Chris Evans, while they were filming Endgame, brought a film out recently, what was it called? It's got a
Red Sea in it. The Red Sea of...
you've watched that, haven't you? I've not watched it.
How do they have time? Has Kevin Feige, I know he's only producer, but has he have time to produce Endgame, Infinity War, all the Phase 5 and direct a film?
Well,
I won't be watching that
remember,
film.
some of these have been on shelves for years.
I won't be watching Last Christmas, by the way, because I'm blacklisted Paul Feig, who almost ruined Ghostbusters.
I thought it was Kevin Feige.
Paul Feig.
No,
sorry, you'll have to forgive me. I'm not interested in this Last Christmas film.
He is. He loves it.
I just thought it was Kevin Feige's directorial debut.
He'll be sat there on his own, in VIP stuff in his face.
No, he's blacklisted because he almost ruined the franchise Ghostbusters.
You talk about films on shelf. Ghostbusters 3 finally being released.
New Mutants. New Mutants has been on shelves for ages. Right, Bell's gone. I want your homework, kid.
Bell's gone. Where's he gone?
He's gone to buy some weed.
yeah. Teacher Bell, can I have some weed, please? Yeah, so...
Different story altogether.
I had to get rid of the blue
M&Ms.
I wouldn't go on stage.
Picking out all the red M&Ms.
We could have talked for much longer, but 45 minutes is all we've got at the minute, so...
Well, I'm sure we've got plenty more to talk about. which we can save for episode 3.
So any disagreements or input, get in touch and we'll reference you. We had 110 listeners last week, which to me is pretty good, seeing as it was the first episode. So
if we can get to 200, that'll be even better.
So don't forget where watch films. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.